Greetings. Honorable Prakash Javadekar, former Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Human Resources Development, Dr. Eric Solheim, Undersecretary General, United Nations, and former Environmental Minister for Norway, Vice Chancellor and Chancellor of SRM University, and my good friend and colleague, Dr. Rajendra Shande, who have been providing a sustained guidance to involve the universities and young people in the global pursuit for sustainability and net zero. And of course, other dignitaries who are either present in person or providing their intervention online. Ladies and gentlemen, as others have already touched upon most of the issues that I wanted to speak about, this makes my pitch a little less easier. I don't have to repeat myself, and also I can be as brief as possible. And I will only touch upon why openness and the imperative pursuit of net zero emissions are two fundamental ideas that are reshaping our world right now. Let's begin by exploring the concept of openness. Openness is not merely a buzzword. It is a fundamental principle that underpins development across a spectrum of domains. Openness is characterized by transparency, inclusiveness, and the free exchange of information and ideas. Whether in government, business, or in academia, the adoption of openness fosters innovation and cultivates a collaborative culture capable of overcoming our most formidable obstacle. And this is why this initiative holds its ground very strongly. As we turn our attention to the global climate crisis, achieving net zero emission is an immediate and monumental task. It necessitates a reduction in greenhouse gas emission to the point where they can be compensated for by removable measures. This mission is essential for preventing catastrophic climate change and securing our climate's sustainable future. But this requires certain mindset to change, or I would rather add to evolve. So what role must universities play in the intersection of these massive undertakings? Universities are not only repositories of knowledge, but also incubators of innovation and research. They represent the assembly of the brightest minds to address complex problems, with the climate crisis looming very large on this agenda. This initiative goes back several years and has kind of gone through a transformative process, but I think it will essentially encourage universities like SRM universities, which are primarily at the center of knowledge production, to take part in this massive global undertaking. Universities like SRM universities spearhead innovative research initiatives in fields including renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, sustainable environmental development, carbon capture technology, and of late, which is extremely important, and of course, it is extremely important for India, on the use of new technologies to streamline approaches both for net zero and at the same time to advance other frontiers of environmental conservation and reduction of resource use. Through their scientific investigation and creativity, universities can provide solutions that facilitates the transition to a carbon neutral economy. Universities are the foremost educational institution. They equip the next generation of leaders, scientists, and policymakers with the necessary knowledge and skill to combat the climate crisis. By fostering a culture of sustainability and environmental stewardship, including inside the universities, this institution can generate a cascading effect that can extend well beyond their campus boundaries, well into their communities and their countries. Universities are, thirdly, conduits for interdisciplinary cooperation. They bring together specialists from various disciplines, thereby fostering research and innovation that transcends disciplinary boundaries. This collaborative approach is essential for developing comprehensive answer to the complex problem caused by climate change. The other issue, that I would like to touch upon is why climate crisis, or addressing climate crisis, and also pursuing a net zero campaign is a multi-stakeholder pursuit. Universities frequently serve as a model for sustainable practice, so they can, in fact, rally support of other stakeholders who are in this pursuit. They implement environmentally conscious infrastructure, reduce their own carbon footprint, and serve as model for sustainable living and business practices. Nonetheless, universities do have some room for improvement. They should encourage actively with industry, government, and civil societies to drive policy transformation, advocate for sustainable practices, and ensure that the research has tangible real-world consequences. So this is where the concept of openness comes in. If you are developing a piece of science or an innovation, that should be open to the whole wide world. This is where the role of Green Tech Foundation and some of the other institutions like UNESCO comes in. It's not only brings or creates a platform for mentorship from people like Honorable Javadekar Saab, Dr. Solem, and others, but at the same time, it provides creates a platform for collaboration.